They hammered the idea home about 1 million times, so it was drilled into our head about that fourth quarter. And I think with the start of AB in that fourth quarter, just taking over that paint and doing what she had to do, and then our PG kind of leading us and putting us in a position to go in pace but be patient when we had to. I think we just kind of knew what was at stake if we didn't win this game, and Coach Christie had put the nail on the coffin about us being resilient. I think we stayed resilient throughout the course of the 40 minutes, and I'm proud of us for that.
First home win of the year. How did that all feel coming off the floor?
AV, how did that feel, Frank?
Felt great. It really did. Great crowd just cheering us on the entire way, and so it felt nice to get one at home.
Like Ryan said, your third triple-double in 4 games. Is something clicking for you? Are you figuring out more about the W? What do you feel like is kind of going into that?
That's normal for AB.
Well, that's what everybody's saying. It's normal. Do you feel it's normal?
Just trying to do what my team needs, seriously, and score the ball and be a post presence all around.
You had 6 assists in this one. Have you felt the doubles a little more and how you can pass out of those to great
I think
advantages?
I'm being able to see I'm just taking an extra second and reading the floor, and so I'm able to make the right pass, but also shout out to the team because they're hitting their shots.
How do you choose your spots, Aliyah, when you want to be aggressive? I mean, 11 and 14, they probably want you to shoot the ball a lot because you're so efficient, but how do you choose your spots personally?
Just taking my time. I think when I'm down low and I have deep position, I'm really just thinking go up, get some contact, finish, see if I get to the free throw line. But it's really just about patience because, the game moves and I'm just letting the game come to me. And if the shot doesn't look like it's the best shot on the floor, I'll kick it out.
This question is for Aliyah. As you kind of work your way in through the league, and you're building chemistry with your teammates, can you talk about what your chemistry is like with Grace Berger and just how you guys work together on the floor and just talk about just your chemistry going on?
Yeah, we work on it every single day. I think Grace does a good job of leading us. Being a point guard in the league as a rookie, I think every time she comes in and gives minutes, she just does a great job. And she looks for the post a lot, tries to get us touches too, and so it's just really nice.
And then this is for either one of you. As you guys kind of find your way against these veteran teams, what is the dominant performance like this against a veteran team like the Misses, against a team that's really good defensively?
It's a really big deal for us. Obviously, what history says, but we rewrite our own history this year, and I think for us, we utilize and we lean on our Grace Bergers, our Christie Wallaces, our ABs, our Victoria Saxtons, our Emma Cannons, Tori Vivians. We lean on each other just to get through these games. We're gonna need everybody, and I think for us, it's not about us playing against veteran teams. It's about us being who we are and what we worked on. And I think the more we kind of establish who we are as a group, I think we'll be more and more polished every game, especially down the stretch of 4 quarters.
For either of you, do you guys believe in momentum, or do you think this gives you kind of any momentum going into Chicago and just in general?
Absolutely. I think this, just like Kelsey said, this is a big win for us. And, we're going back to Chicago. Last time we played, it was a really exciting game, went into overtime. And so it's nice that we have a feel for them and we understand it, but we're going to go in there and compete. We're going to be resilient for the entire game.
Kelsey, looking back at your career, you've been sort of that one constant that this franchise has had over the years. Does it make it sweeter knowing that, second all time in scoring and you're part of a new era, it feels like in Indiana basketball? Or does it make you feel a little older? I don't know.
Definitely. It made me feel old there, but whatever. Only about 5 or 6 years in. I'm still in a team. I'm still pretty young, so I think for me, I'm definitely excited, though, to answer your question. To embark on such a journey with, the change in culture, the change in leadership from a coaching standpoint, and just to bring in, such great people like AB, like V-Sax, like Grace. All those guys that came in this year, it's nothing like being around solid, well-rounded, real people. And no matter what the game brings, I think as long as we stay together off the floor, I think we got a chance to do anything we want to do and be special. And so I'm going to continuously lean on them. I will hope that it's the same vice versa. And I think together we can do whatever we set our minds to. These are the fun ones, guys. These are the fun ones.
Recording in progress.
Whoever has the mic, welcome to start.
Up 8 to start the 4th Sunday, and then again today, but very different results. Your players just said you were drilling that into them in this 4th quarter. What did it mean to you to see it all?
Oh my gosh, listen, one of my coaches the other day gave me a stat, and I've not been able to sleep over this stat. In our last 6 games, we were only losing games by negative 1.6. That's 1 bucket. That's 1 turnover. That's 1 offensive rebound putback. And I have been harping on them, and they've heard it over and over and over again. We talked about our 4th quarter lulls, not being able to get stops. We held them to 13 points in the fourth quarter. Our goal was to go to the free throw line. I begged with them 5 a quarter, just 5 a quarter. We ended up going 24 times. So they are just like, they are really trying to do everything that we asked them to do.
20-plus point win. Did it feel that complete to you as the coach, to like everything went the way you've wanted it to every game?
I mean, man, 20-point win on Washington night. It went just the way we planned it, right? There's a couple people that I want to. Nalissa Smith might not have scored a bunch of points, but Nalissa Smith made everything hard for Elena Deladon, and that was huge. And she's not one to like own up to the defense of being a defensive stopper, but she did tonight for our team, and that was huge for us. Queen Egbo goes, plays 9 minutes and gets 10 rebounds. People are just filling in where they need to. I mean, there's just, Kelsey Mitchell always, just solid. She's defensively, she's just working as hard as she can to do everything we ask her to do on some really good players. Just really, really proud of these guys for just, it's bigger than them now, and that's what we've got to keep getting to. Our wins are because we're making it about our team.
23, 14, and 6 for Aliyah. I mean, what did you make of all that, and how she was able to kind of control the whole game in her ninth ever?
You know what? The only thing that yes, it was incredible. But you guys, when she caught it on that block and she kicked it to Christie Wallace with the double team, and then we got that 3, I mean, her college days prepared her for that, because that's how people had to play her. But she was that dominant tonight. They had to send a double team at her, and she hit Christie Wallace on the nail. Christie Wallace was ready for that shot, took it. We actually worked on a couple things at practice with Christie Wallace getting that shot in the corner, because we had a couple in the game before. We didn't get her the ball. So she's incredible. I know she did something crazy in WNBA history. I'm not sure. I just got wind of it. 20, 10, and 5 is what the youngest player to do it. Never a player in Fever history. I don't know, Ryan, if you've got that yet, but she just makes us. She's just special.
They bridged the second and third quarters, I think, with a 13-1 run. You call that timeout early in the third quarter and immediately respond with what I think was a 15-1 run. It seemed like maybe the pivotal moment, if there was one, in the game. How were you able to get things turned around so quickly?
Well, I didn't say very nice things in the huddle, that's for sure. But my coaches wanted me to sub everybody. And I just thought, you know what, I'm going to go in and I'm going to challenge those 5. I challenged them, told them I was going to take them out if they didn't do something to start it. And guys, they only scored 21 points after that timeout. 21 points in the third and fourth quarter combined. We want to be a defensive team, and we've gotten loose at times. Tonight we didn't. We followed the game plan. Jessie Miller did a great job on the scout, and the players just bought in and did exactly what we needed to do.
You talked a little bit about Aliyah taking some things in practice, executing them in the game. How have you seen her grow throughout these first 9 games and really just, I guess, continue to add to a game that obviously was pretty high coming in? Yeah,
I mean, she's growing every day. Just the experience and the playing. I mean, look at her footwork. I mean, her footwork is incredible. She catches at the high post. We just want everybody to space out, because she is good enough to take these players down and keep a pivot foot and keep moving until she gets them just where she wants them, and then she's able to finish. She's been working on some left-hand stuff. She made one tonight. She looked over at the coaches that have been working with her. I say it all the time. She wants to be great, and she's doing it. She's doing things to help her get to where she's trying to be. She has the intangibles, man.
And then how confident are you in her to make plays on the perimeter? Because a couple times she caught it, and I'm like, other bigs might get it back out, repost. She just got it and did what Aliyah
all the
does.
Confidence in the world in her. All the confidence in the world. When you have a post that can pass like she does, sees the floor, has the basketball IQ. I mean, there was a time where I went right into her from a side out and told her to go to work. I think there was 8 seconds on the shot clock, and I just said, set a good screen. They have to help on Kelsey Mitchell or Christie Wallace, whoever it was, and go right into her. She caught it so far off the block, nobody panicked. She went in and she got a bucket for us. That was what we asked her to do.
You mentioned earlier players coming in and making an impact on the floor. What does that kind of mentality say for the culture that you're trying to build here?
Yeah, I mean, that word culture is what we've talked about from day one. That's what we're leaning on. I tell them all the time when it is about our team and not about yourself, and these guys are there. They want to win so bad. We just have a lot of young players that need that time and that experience, but when it all clicks, it's just going to be a really awesome thing. I'm not kidding you guys. Losing games by just 1.6 points with this team being so young, like, yes, that's exciting, but it's also like, it's a nightmare. Like, it is a nightmare to figure out, how to get them to understand how every single possession is so important.
For you and your coaches, it's your first home win. How do you just feel about that?
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. Really excited about this home win. Been wanting it for the fans have been awesome. Dr. Barber and everyone's been out just getting fans in the stands. It changes things. I mean, it does. Like when you have fans who are yelling and screaming like they used to do when I used to come here and play when I was in Chicago, it just changes everything. I think I was as an assistant coach, I was part of the last 20-plus point win. It was against Connecticut back in, 2019? 2019. So now to be part as the head coach in our first 20-point win, it's pretty awesome.
And for Kelsey Mitchell to be second all-time scorer now, like, what does that say to her and her, like, in the program?
Yeah, I mean, Kelsey Mitchell's been here the longest. She's the longest tenured player. Kelsey Mitchell wants to win more than anybody in this building. And she is bought in to do whatever we need her to do to win. She's just an exciting player. Her speed, her quickness, it's just speed kills, right? I mean, speed kills. It's just hard to guard her.
Do you think she gets the respect that she warrants around the league? And maybe how does being a part of this, winning games, help just, her get that respect?
Yeah. I think if you know basketball, you respect Kelsey Mitchell, right? I think there's a lot of people who tune in every once in a while and have a lot of opinions about things that don't know the game. Appreciate their support and that they're paying attention. But Kelsey Mitchell, I mean, she's a bucket. I mean, she can get you a bucket. She can get you 6 buckets in 2 minutes at times. I mean, she's just special. But she's bought into this team. She knows it's really important that we get those paint touches, whether that's a touch for Aliyah, not to score, but just a touch, which draws all the defense in, right? Which gives Kelsey Mitchell wide open threes. So she's bought in, and she just wants to win. All of them just want to win. They just really proud of them.
How you doing, Coach? Right here.
Oh, hey, man, how you doing?
All right, and yourself?
Good.
I'm out of Washington, so 2 questions for you. One is, you got the win. Congratulations. Can you just talk about how tough it is to play against the Washington Mystics defense?
I mean, they've had the best defense for the last, 7-8 years. I mean, their top net defensive rating is always top. They are just aggressive. They put a lot of pressure on you. We ended the first half, and they really came at us. And we knew they were going to jump on us in the second, to start the second half. They just have great experienced players that they just want to make everything tough. Everything tough. They have great athletes. They go flying around. They get their hands on balls. They get a lot of deflections. So just put all that together, and that's a great recipe for a great defensive team.
And from the time I landed here to walking around the city, to meeting you at shoot around, to talking to the fans here, it's an infectious thing. The culture you're building, the energy. How do we as a WNBA whole build off what you're building and continue the excitement of this league to grow it?
Oh wow. I try to be really positive. I'm very emotional. I have to be very careful with that because those players feed off me. I'm very passionate. I see these players kind of having the same reaction to some things now. They're starting to pay attention to not just what's in front of them, but the big picture of things. Keep it positive, keep everybody engaged, show everybody 1 through 12 on this team that they play a role that's very important, whatever that is. Like, you've got to give people jobs. I have to give the 11th and 12th player. Look, if you talk to Victoria Saxton right now, she has not played a minute. But when I tell you she is so engaged every minute of every day, when I'm talking to the team, I really like to watch her because she's always got a vibe. Like when you're a coach and you're speaking to a team and you got a person that's like, yeah, coach, like that helps you keep going. And she has that. So top to bottom, these guys were given roles. They've bought into their roles. As long as we can continue that and have one thing that's our common goal is to get wins and keep it positive and just play with some high energy and passion, I think we're going to be okay. I mean, we're going to have ups and downs. We're young, but as long as we keep learning from those, and we've learned from our close losses these last few games.
I appreciate you, Coach.
Thank you, sir.